Jordan Peele's Him. Well, his name is on it, but he didn't write or direct it. Marlon Wayans gives a phenomenal performance, stepping away from his comedy roots and delivering raw, dramatic horror. But despite all of these factors, Him is struggling at the box office. Today on Real Talk, we're going to break down why is this film not connecting with audiences as the studio hoped it would. We'll be joined by special guest Megan from Megan's World. Real Talk is coming at you next. Real Talk.
Hey, I'm Gina Lou, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hey, what's up? It's Logan Browning, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Real Talk.
Hi, this is Alana De La Garza, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hi, I'm Diane Franklin from Better Off Dead and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. You're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hi, this is Monique Capri, and you are watching Real Talk with the Director on Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, I'm Stormy Maya, and you are listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
This is Vicky Judy, Orange is the New Black, and I'm here with Real Talk.
Yo, what up? This is Jay Ellis, and you're watching Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio. Keep it locked.
Hi, I'm Frida Parks. You are listening to Real Talk Radio with the Director. Hey, I'm Issa Rae, and you're watching Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
And nothing less. What's going on? It's Real Talk back at you with the Director of the Jedi Council. I'm the Director. We'll be with you for the next 60 minutes or so. Real Talk is brought to you each and every Monday by B2S Media. And we broadcast live via the World Wide Web on youtube.com/IE Network TV. That's a mouthful, I know. And the social network, a.k.a. Meta, a.k.a. Facebook. And, of course, Instagram. So, thank you guys for coming back. We're back after, I don't know, maybe a week or so hiatus. Sometimes you just got to do it. I'm actually in the middle of filming a movie. I'm trying to finish a movie. So, yeah, sometimes, gotta take that day off. But we are back, and we want to talk about, right out the gate, the movie Him, starring Marlon Wayans and Jordan Peele produced film. And I really want to kind of dive in a little bit to why did this film flop? It flopped at the theaters for what was expected. We'll say that, because right now, it's making a certain amount of money, but it hasn't broke even, not even close. So we're gonna have to figure it out. We'll talk about that. We got our guest Megan from Megan's World, and of course the Jedi Council. So let's go to the weekend recap real quick, brought to you by BoxOfficeMojo.com. For the weekend of September 26th to the 28th. Number 5 is The Strangers, Chapter 2. Just came out, made $5.8 million. That's what it's made. We have number 4 on the list is The Conjuring. So a lot of horror films have been coming out this year. This has been a very horrible, I don't want to be cheesy and say horrible year or horrified year, but a lot of horror films are coming out this year. And there's more to come. The Conjuring Last Rites, $6.8 million over the weekend, bringing the worldwide total to $435.7 million. Now, see, The Conjuring, this series makes money, right? Demon, I laugh every time I look at this. Demon Slayer is up 7.1 billion, now up to $605 million. We haven't even talked about that, but Okay. Gabby's Dollhouse also came out. The movie, excuse me, came out this week. To 13.6 million. Worldwide total of 19.3 million. My little 5-year old, I gotta take her to see this. She loves this show. But Gabby is growing up on her. She's not when she first started, she was bad little. Now she's like a young adult. And one battle after another. The number one spot. Shout out to my man who does his stuff. He's like the number one spot. The one battle after another. 22 million over the weekend at a 48 million worldwide opening. And there you have it. That is, of course, the film starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Paul Thomas Anderson, I think his name is, or Paul Anderson. Paul Thomas Anderson, sorry. Very underrated filmmaker. That's number one. And that is your weekend recap brought to you by BoxOfficeMojo.com. Cool. All right, man. You guys are there, and we're here. We're going to bring in our guests. We're going to bring in our Jedi Council, and we're going to talk some stuff. Ralph, come on back, brother. You're in. Welcome back.
What's going on, everybody? How you doing?
Yes, sir. Welcome back, sir. And, of course, as promised, I think Kev might be joining us soon. But as promised, we do have our guest for the evening. She's a friend of the show. She's been here a couple times. About to talk some more movie stuff. Maybe she'll have another tournament for us or a challenge. All right. I got Megan from Megan's World. What's up?
Hey, what's up?
How
Happy
you
to be
doing?
here as always.
Oh, of course. And wait, you know what? You got the other show, Tea and Popcorn, right?
Tea and popcorn,
Tea
yes.
and Popcorn. And that you can find that right here. Yeah, you can find that right here on YouTube, right? That's a YouTube show. All right, we'll make sure we drop the link and you plug that before you get out of here. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
See some good movies lately? See any good movies lately?
Oh yeah, I did see a good movie. I did see One Battle After Another. That was a good one. So yeah, I can vouch for that one.
Nice. You know what? I haven't seen it yet, and I'm like, man, I'm avoiding people because I don't want nobody to tell me about it, but I am gonna go see it this week. Check it out. I gotta take my daughter to see Gabby's Doll.
Yeah.
No, but this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to trick her mother into taking her.
There
and
you go.
I'm gonna sneak over to One Battle After Another.
Like, I'll be gone for 3 hours. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine.
Like, oh, we're all going to the movies, and we're gonna travel there together. Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna go get some popcorn. I'll see y'all later.
I went to go see The Long Walk.
Yeah, Stephen King. Mm-hmm.
It was all right.
I wanted to see that one. I missed it. It just left my theater, and I'm like, dang it.
Oh man,
it was all right. It was all right.
It was an intense book. I mean, obviously the book, the movies never add up to the books, but that was an intense story. Stephen King. The funny thing is, little nugget here. I don't know how he hasn't said anything about this film, but almost every Stephen King film that's been adapted from his book stories or whatever, he didn't like. A lot of them he don't like. However, he used to years ago, because I actually was he used to do something years ago called the Stephen King dollar movie deal, where he would give upcoming filmmakers, independent filmmakers like myself, the rights. He would license the rights to one of his stories that has not been made into a movie, and he'd license it to you for $1.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember
when they were doing that. Yep, I remember I did it for a story he had called Nona. And it was part of was that part of the Bachman book stories? Because he writes under a pseudonym named Richard Bachman. And I think there was the Bachman book stories, and I believe Nona was one of those. I'm not sure, but it was an interesting story, and I'm like, I want to do this. I want to make this into a movie. I did write a script for it, but unfortunately never got a chance to shoot it. So, but yeah, Stephen King, The Long Walk was, man, that's an old, I mean, it came out a long time ago book wise. So we'll see. I didn't get a chance to see that either, man. I've been kind of locked down because I'm filming myself. So, and I don't like to see movies when I'm in film mode. I just don't like to do that. You know what I mean? I'm in creative mode. I don't want to go see another movie. I mean, sometimes it motivates me, like if it's right before I start doing it. But if I'm in the midst of making a film, I'm not going to go see a movie until I'm done filming. So that's how we do it. So, Megan, I know you've seen the movie.
And, well, I actually haven't seen.
Oh, okay,
so this is interesting, but I do have a lot to say about the marketing, though.
Got you. Right, that's what we'll talk about then. Seriously, the movie was marketed. I'm gonna be honest with you though, the marketing, in my opinion, was not bad marketing. It's from the standpoint of they checked the boxes. They used the big name. They, promoted it with the big name and the actor. The big name being Jordan Peele, the actor being Marlon Wayans. Not that he's not a big name, but Jordan Peele is the name that's gonna bring you out to see the film. However, I do feel like the marketing may have backfired on them a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we look at it like this. I mean, we'll talk about, I'll look up the box office performance currently, but I think where the problem came in, or the backfire came in, because I love the trailers. I have to admit, the trailers I thought were done very well. But you see Jordan Peele, boom, big everywhere, all over the trailer, blah blah blah, because he did produce it.
Yeah.
However, a lot of people, and I'm talking about people, were asking me at the theater. People were, because my local theater that I go to now, they watch my show, so they're like, "What do you think, Wes?"
Let's go.
Like, the first person they ask is me, and they're like, "Yo, what you think about that?" Because they'll see me. They might see me. I might do an out of the theater,
review. Yeah,
quick little out of the theater review. And they're like, yo, I see you. I watch your show, because, the same people, I run into them all the time. And they're like, what do you think? And I'm just like, so they're asking, do you think this is it better than Get Out? Or,
Nope.
How is it? Well, it doesn't matter. The answer is no, but it's the wrong question.
Yeah, it's not his film.
Right,
yeah.
It's not his film. You can't compare this to Get Out, because it's not a Jordan Peele film. So this is where the marketing backfired on them. Everyone, not everyone, a lot of people went to this film thinking it's a Jordan Peele film.
Precisely. Yeah. So I definitely have to piggyback off of you with that too, because so right now, so for me, I have a marketing background. I actually do work in marketing, and I really, being a cinephile, talking about film and stuff on my platform, and then with my marketing background, this was such a juicy topic to talk about. So that's why I'm here. And
so from a marketing standpoint, how did you think the marketing plan went for them?
Yes. Okay. I have to go with you. Like, I think the marketing was done well in the point of featuring Jordan Peele, like exactly what you said. It's a lot of echoing. So it's like, Jordan Peele is the biggest name one of the biggest names, if not the biggest name in horror right now. Like
Right.
he has made a name for himself within the past like less than 10 years, which is amazing and very impressive, especially in going off the gate with Get Out too. So what the marketing team, so it's this production company, Monkey Paw, and Monkey Paw has been riding the wave of Get Out since its inception. Like, so it only makes sense with the name with the name being recognizable and almost that familiarity bias going on with that, even though acting wise Marlon Wayans is like the biggest actor and they could have leaned towards that. However, he's mostly known for comedy, as you mentioned before. Like, even though he's done drama, he's done like Requiem for a Dream, but he's not known for horror. So it would have been really silly if they were like, Marlon Wayans' new horror film. It's like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. It's going to be like a haunted house type of thing, like it's comedy horror, like, you know. So it's
automatically people would have thought scary movie or haunted house, you know,
exactly.
a parody horror.
Exactly.
If they would have just went, so they couldn't lean on Marlon for the heavy marketing. You had to go with Jordan, right?
You had to. And it's really unfortunate from a cinephile standpoint because it does remove Justin Tipping, who is the writer and director of it. It removes him from the conversation. Even though now him's recent marketing has incorporated him, Tipping, more often, as well as both Marlon Wayans and Tyreek Withers.
And Tyreek
Withers, you almost never see Justin in the marketing at all.
I know, but do you think that's is that their attempt of course correcting by now
that's a really
adding
good question.
him
I think yes, to a certain extent, and it's like it's very interesting. Like one of the pieces of media that I saw, it was like this first look video campaign, and I noticed most of the shots are of Jordan Peele. Like the opening shot is Jordan Peele, and then like he talks for the first, and then it's like Justin Tipping, and then like for a little bit, and it's just kind of funny in that way. So I do kind of feel like in a certain extent it is course correcting, but still from what I've seen within the past week, they haven't really talked about him and his creative vision as of yet. And even like some of the interviews, they've been like, you know, to the actors have been, oh, how do you feel about working on a Jordan Peele film? It's just like, oh, okay, I could tell this journalist or, you know, influencer didn't do their research, you know, the marketing. But yeah, I mean, but to kind of answer your question in a long-winded way, yes and no, because yes, it's good to get the butts in the seats, but no, as far as the reputation of the film, because in a way, like people are fine, you know, not saying, well, I haven't seen the film, so I can't really say if it's good or bad, but it puts an expectation that you're going to see a Jordan Peele film. How detailed he is with a lot of the symbolism, that you're going to understand everything. And what I've seen with a lot of the critiques is that you basically what you get from the trailer is what you get from the movie, and you leave the theater confused still. And if you've seen a Jordan Peele film, you're kind of confused in some parts, but then there's a conclusion and you understand it, and it's a fun rewatch. Whereas this one, you're coming into the theater confused, and then you leave confused, for what I've heard.
Well, I could say this, without going crazy, spoiling whatever. I could say that the film, definitely, I agree with you there, or whoever might have said that. The film, expectation-wise, you got what you saw in the trailers, right? It wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? So, there was really that, you know, I guess their twist, if you want to call it that, you know, didn't come to like almost the very end, which I felt the pacing was wrong in the film. Like, you know, like you don't leave. Well, you can leave. You can wait to the very end for the twist, but the way they did it, it could have came earlier. and we'd have been okay with it. And it felt like he ran out of time. Like that's what it's to me. Like I'm watching the film. The film's only an hour and a half long. It's not that long. You know what I'm saying? To me, and I understand hour and a half, especially nowadays, people attention spans, all of that stuff. Hour and a half is okay. But for me, I'm like, that's short.
Yeah,
But
that's too
you know what I'm
short.
saying? Especially when you're building a world. You have a whole world to build in this film. So I believe they needed a little more time than an hour and a half because the last 10 minutes of the film was like over. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
That's some
wait a
critiques
minute.
that I've heard too.
What are you doing
Like,
this? What's going on here? Oh, he's doing that? Oh my God, he did that? Oh, it's over? You know what I'm saying? That's what pretty much what happened. Now, it became, I believe the last 10 minutes of the film is what really got it classified as a horror film. Because
that's crazy.
it became more gory. It became,
Yeah.
you have more blood and violence in the last part of the film. And up into that, if the last part of the film, last 10 minutes of the film was not in it, this would be a psychological thriller. It wouldn't be a horror film.
That's interesting. That's very fascinating. Like, I'll kind of explain like the reason why I didn't go watch this movie is because like even though the trailer was good, I just know that even though I am a horror fan, I know that's not my type of horror genre. Like I don't do any like, well, not say any, but like I don't do a lot of satanic cult stuff. Like that is not my thing. And I heard that the movie is like that times 10. I'm like, absolutely not. Like even like my friends that are really into horror movies, they were like, that was even too much for me. So I was just like,
wow.
Okay.
That's something. Well, let me break one thing down. This is not for even for people who didn't see it. It's just kind of like points, right? So here's some beats from the story. So Cameron Cade, played by what's the dude's name again? Zach. What's his name? The main guy.
Tyreek Withers.
Tyreek, yeah. Tyreek Withers. Cameron Cade, rising football star. His idol, Isaiah White, played by Marlon Wayans. He's a legendary, quarterback. He has like a career-ending injury near the beginning of the film. Cam trains under him at like this remote desert compound that they have for the team. There's brutal training, some blood rituals and crazy hallucination stuff. You don't know if he's hallucinating on certain things because they're shooting him up with something. You don't know if it's steroids or some sort of hallucinogen that they're shooting him up with. Isaiah reveals, his him saying basically there's a long line of GOAT players powered by like ritual transfusions and stuff like this. It's kind of crazy. And then obviously Cam has to decide if he wants to accept the legacy or fight against it, his idol or whatever. So that's like just some basic story beats of it. And like I said, the beats went off beat a few times. And I was just like, oh man.
You know what? I could get that feel from the trailer alone. So at least the trailer is pretty true to the story. Because like, even after watching the trailer, I'm just kind of like, I basically know what this movie is about.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to see from this movie. So I'm pretty solid.
Yeah, exactly. And we have someone here who says, yeah, the trailers felt empty and too much demonic imagery. Other Peele movies have deep messages and not too dark.
That's true. Yes. Okay.
Right.
I want to piggyback off of this statement too, because like
thank you for that.
That was another telltale sign that this wasn't a Jordan Peele film. And like I remember I was talking to someone about this. It was actually one of my family members. They're like, I don't know why Jordan Peele's going this direction. I was like, he's not.
He's not. He's not. And I want Ralph. Did you get a chance to see the movie or you didn't?
Nah, I haven't seen it. I was
Okay.
actually going to try to see it this week, but circumstances come, I might not get a chance to see it. But
Oh man. Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, well,
honestly,
when you first heard about it, did you think it was a Jordan Peele film? Like, because
when I
trust me,
first,
a lot of people I know thought it was.
well, I know, I mean, I saw the post and it said, uh, you know, that it was produced by Jordan Peele. I mean, I look at like saying, well, like back at once again, I'm '80s kid. A lot of stuff that we like that was made is produced by Steven Spielberg, but it's not a Spielberg movie. So this is the
Right.
same thing. Nothing new with that. It's happened before.
Yeah.
You know.
But but
Um.
but see, Back to the Future. If I don't remember the trailers, but it wasn't like they weren't plastering Steven Spielberg's name all over the trailers, saying Steven Spielberg, Back to the Future. You know what I'm saying? It was just they were promoting the stuff in the movie. Um, a lot of people, a lot of Steven Spielberg produced stuff. His name isn't plastered on the promotion of it. Of course,
I
his name is there.
I think
It may
it. I
be on
think
the
it. I think it.
poster.
It. I think it is. It's some things like maybe not Back to the Future, but I think Goonies is
Goonies is one of
certainly
them.
certainly Poltergeist. Certainly Poltergeist is one of them.
Hmm.
You know, but
Um,
I mean, I
yeah,
know we're in a different era now, so that
yeah.
part didn't get me. The whole
Hmm.
idea of him being this the next big quarterback, and he wants to learn from his idol, and his idol put him through all these weird things and all this stuff. You could have just made it really psychological, like on the line of like a Fight Club, and if you
Hmm.
want to bring in like a little bit of horror element, you could have did it like something like Fatal
Hmm.
Attraction. Fatal Attraction is not a horror movie until the last 15 minutes. Then it becomes a horror. You know, you
Hmm.
you could have did it like that. You know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
but
Well,
I mean, if you wanted to ride, I get why you wanted to ride the coattail of Jordan Peele because I mean, no
of
disrespect
course,
to Marlon Wayans, but he is not that level as
a
far
box
as
office. Yeah, as far as
right now that
for this genre,
no
for
for
this
any for
genre,
any for any for any genre
because
he is no for any genre he is just not of that level where Marlon Wayans, if you really put him on the thing by himself with a whole bunch of newcomers, he's going to put asses in the seats. He is not that guy. He's just not. Sorry, but he's not. Right? Scary movie. I mean, the two scary movies in, but they're all ensembles. Haunted House. I'll give you Haunted House
but
because
they
I
were
saw
the
Haunted House.
biggest names in Scary Movie when they first came out. The Wayans brothers was really what sold that movie because you didn't know any of those actors before.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I will get the first scary movie. Yes, I will grant that. But what you do, you made a parody of Scream. You could have threw anybody up in there, and it would have been, But even
Mhm.
back then, that's still back in early 1999. Yes, but today, Marlon Wayans today, he doesn't have. At least back then, you still had the appeal of Marlon Wayans because of the Wayans brothers. You were able to associate that with the Wayans brothers. You don't have that today. Like you
Mhm.
don't have in Living Color, so you can say, well,
Mhm.
Marlon Wayans from In Living Color. Living Color was back in the '90s. Nobody, it doesn't have that same connect with today's audience. So yes, that's why you got to go with Jordan Peele. Now,
Mhm.
That
so
makes
so I
sense.
don't have a problem with that, but I think the way that you made the movie was now with some sort of voodooish, taking the magic elixir. We gotta our bond is in blood, and no, it didn't need to be all that kind of stuff. If Jordan Peele, if you want to do it, then really you should have did this thing, you
Mhm.
know,
I
Well,
and
it
and
wouldn't have
put
been
and put
done
your
this way if he would have did it. It would
That's
have
exactly.
so
been.
He would.
true. Yeah, like honestly, I think if Justin Tipping was the writer and Jordan Peele
Mhm.
directed it, it would be a totally different film. Or like
It would have
co-wrote it, you know?
because
Yeah,
I think it
like
might have
like
been a
yeah,
better film, honestly,
it would have been a better film. And I'm telling you, there were parts of this
from what
film
I heard.
that would have worked. That no, let me rephrase that. There are parts of the film that did work, especially with the world building of it all. Now, also, they're kind of taking uh I'm not gonna say parody, but they're kind of taking, using that whole dark um underworld thing of the sports world where yes, there are dark things that go on in the sports world depending on the person and the situation and stuff like that. When you talk about rituals, when you talk about yeah, they also kind of was tackling how, organizations, even all the way at the top, the owners and stuff, some of the things that they might be into, whether it's on their personal time or if it's something that they do. And so all of that stuff kind of comes into it, and that stuff forever I've been hearing stuff like that from athletes, especially when it comes to the performance enhancing drugs, where some of that stuff is the reason why they have so many substances that are banned that may not be something that's illegal you could buy on every day, but it's illegal for the sport. But some of those things are like drugs, like hallucinogen type of drugs, but they have an effect on you that puts you in this mindset, especially a rough sport like football, where they're trying to tackle and they're trying to hit these people, so it just puts you in a different mindset. So they kind of tackled that, but I think where the mistake was, a lot of people don't know about that side of sports.
Exactly. And I think like with that context and you explaining a little bit, like I think that is a missed opportunity. And again, like good story concept, wrong director, because like a lot of people don't know about that side of sports. And a lot of people, like when the film was announced, a lot of people were thinking, oh my gosh, this is going to be like the male version of The Substance, which I'm like, hey, that would have been really cool, because we don't really talk about, I guess, like the pressure for sports and what it does on people's bodies. I think it's called CTE too, like the brain injury that people get. Like, like I don't know if they covered that in the movie, but that would have been really interesting to kind of make a horror movie like around that type of stuff, or like there's oh man, that's like so disappointing. And I think if I was to watch this film, I would have been like disappointed in it, because it seems like there's a lot of great ideas. It just seems like the execution is just off,
Yeah, it is. It is. Ralph, what did you say you disagree with something?
I was saying like because I think that at this stage of time, most people, especially when it comes to athletes, most people are aware of performance enhancing drugs, steroids.
Well,
Because
that
we're
part
in
of
the
it,
post, we're in the post steroid era,
Mhm.
and now as far as the rituals, now I'll speak on that one. There are a lot of players when I went to college that had certain rituals, not to this extreme. It's like some people have ritual, like they'll wear the same. I was just talking about this not long ago. Like I knew a player when I went to college. The team kept winning, so he kept wearing the same socks every game. He wore the same socks. What they said was, then he didn't wash them. No, he did wash them, but he kept putting the exact same pair, because that was his way of saying these are my lucky socks. This is my superstition. I know the hitter Wade Boggs. I remember hearing that when he started going on those 25, 30 game hitting streaks, he would eat chicken every day before he take batting practice. That was his ritual every day. He eat a plate of chicken. Now are there guys that believe in voodoo to give them an edge? Baseball players do to that, crosses. They'll write their bats down with a cross, or a prayer praying to the baseball guys. I get a hit today, so I don't get sent down to the minors, and all that stuff is true. All that stuff is true. Now I don't know about whatever relief they going through in this movie,
like
but I think that's
Major League, right? And the guy's like Joe Boo,
Joe Boo,
and praying to Joe Boo. But no, but it gets dark. And I remember I was talking about this with my brother. Shout out to Heaven Hollywood. I was talking with him earlier about, remember the era of baseball where with Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa, and they were hitting home runs like every day, and like even ESPN would cut in on whatever you're watching, and be like, here, Sammy Sosa's at the bat, because they were chasing history, right? And then I remember Jose Canseco, who snitched on everybody, basically, was talking about
the same shit.
He was doing the same thing. He actually said he introduced Mark McGuire to steroids because he injected Mark McGuire
Brothers
steroids.
when they were the Bash Brothers.
Yeah. Right. So, but yeah, it touched on not really performance enhancing drugs, but it touched on also like I could say it took a little bit of I'm not comparing it to this movie because the movie was so good, but it took a little bit of a page from Black Swan in a way because of how.
Why was I just watching that again today? I was at work.
Was you? Wow.
Yeah,
I did rewatch it.
That's scary, but
I did sure it was. I was flipping through my Hulu. And I hit the button that said Fox Searchlight, and I saw Black Swan. I was like, "Ooh, I've seen this in a minute."
Yep.
Great film. I really enjoyed it.
Good movie, man.
Yo, damn good movie. So I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not comparing it to Black Swan. I'm just saying where just the fact of how bad you want it, right, and how what you're willing to do to get it. You know what I mean? And or go through what you're willing to go through to get it, because quite frankly, Marlon Wayans' character has what appears to be a career-ending injury early in his career. Like the kid, Cade Cunningham or Cameron Cade, whatever his name is, Cade Cunningham, that's the basketball player. Cameron Cade was a kid watching him on TV, and he has an injury where basically his bone is hanging out his leg. It just gets,
oh my God,
it's a career-ending injury. But then after they show that whole sequence, they time jump to Cameron Cade, an adult now, the best dude, college player, highly recruited college quarterback, but they drafted like 14 years later, and Marlon Wayans' character has won 9 rings. You know what I'm saying? You're like, wait a minute, how did he win? I thought he had a career-ending injury, but 14 years later, he's won like 8 or 9 rings. So that part was there. You're wondering, okay, whatever. And then I can say this too. Basically, Cameron Cade, he pretty much goes through the same thing in a way. Before his career even gets started, he's attacked by a crazed fan, and it kind of like almost ends his career before he even gets drafted into the not the NFL, but it's supposed to be the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So and that kind of sends him on his path. So like the first act wasn't bad. You see what I'm saying? Because it kind of sent him on the path of how he ended up. He was invited personally by Marlon's character to come train with him, because he didn't even do, for the people who don't know the NFL have something called the NFL Combine, right? And that's where they kind of scope out their would-be players that they might draft. And he was there, but he didn't participate. That's not, you don't have to participate in the combine. People have been drafted and didn't participate, but it's not in your favor to not participate.
Yeah. It's the dumbest. I'm sorry. I hate to say this, but personally, I think the NFL Combine is probably one of the dumbest things, because
I don't think you should have to participate. But
no, not even that one. If you as a coach, right, you can go and you can contact any school and get footage of that particular player playing game. Players got at least 3 years of college game for you to get
Yeah.
tape of.
Mhm.
If
Yeah.
you really feel that they got to work out for you personally, why?
Yeah.
Why they got? You know, are you that
It's
damn
just a,
lazy? Because listen,
yeah,
you,
it's just
Yeah.
another reason
Also,
to
yeah.
party. Just another reason to party. Another
it ain't
reason
even
to
it ain't even a
do this.
party. It's not even
No,
a party.
afterwards they do party. And like during afterwards,
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
but
like
I'm saying that's
stuff
not
like that.
really the purpose. Really, the purpose is to showcase your skill set. And you know when it became a party? It became a party when ESPN started broadcasting it. I mean, not ESPN, the NFL Network started broadcasting it. There's no
Yeah.
reason, right? I mean, if now if you are about to get drafted and a team wants to bring you in for a private workout, I might go. I could see that when that happens all the time.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be showcased like you know, not for nothing. Like you're the newest stock and you're up
Right.
for the highest bidder. Like
and
stop it.
that's where it is in this film. He ends up not participating, and it hurt his draft potential. But he gets this personal, through his agent, he gets this opportunity to train with his idol, the GOAT of this, of football. Basically, it's like Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? On drugs, because he's got even more rings than Tom Brady, right? It's like you get a chance to train with him, and find out his secrets, and that's where everything gets crazy. He's got these crazed fans. His fan base is like a cult, and I mean like really like a cult. They got some images where they're like crawling on the floor like something out of The Ring or something like that, and they like it's really weird, right? So
See, I'm gonna add
it's
this too. I'm gonna add this part too, and maybe this was a consideration, but I think it should have been. You should have had actual retired NFL players in there, for like some of the scenes, like you like not for nothing. Based on what you said about his leg, you should have reached out to Joe Theismann to be in there, and you should have ran. You should have seen the video of him getting hit by that Lawrence Taylor thing. You should
right.
you should have got some of the older players.
Well, they weren't going
that
to
are
get that video because, see, now I think I like the idea of retired NFL players, but you did hear like certain sports figures' voices when they were talking about Isaiah or whatever, like you heard Stephen A's voice. You didn't see his face, but you did hear his voice, and he didn't say his name because the NFL, ESPN, all that, they want no part of this movie. They didn't want to be even considered given the topic of the movie. And the NFL they hardly license their rights for any movie.
That's true.
So,
yeah.
They have they will depending on what the movie is.
Right.
They will certainly license footage.
Yeah, they
but when it comes to
hardly
the actual players, that's a different story.
Well, I mean, even their logos though, like I mean, Any Given Sunday was about a football.
Right,
it's about football league.
Right, but there is a bunch of current football talent in that movie.
Yes, yeah, that's true. They can't really. I'm just talking about the NFL as far as their logo, their likenesses, and stuff like that. Their teams' logos, because that's a whole big mess. Because each team is owned by a different person, and stuff like that. So there's a lot of licensing rights you have to go through to get NFL actual teams. Yeah, that's gonna
gonna inflate the budget so much.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm thinking about too. Like, this seems kind of ish like a monkey paw story, but this could have gone to another studio too. Like I know, like I don't know, Universal's also attached to this, but but I don't think they were like the main producers. I think Monkey Paw was. So I mean, you could look that up, but like I'm just thinking like for this story, like it just seemed like it needed to go to another studio, to be completely honest. Like it needed to go to another director. I mean, like no hate to Justin Tipping, but like from what I'm hearing from a lot of people, the execution wasn't there. And like, another thing that I thought about too, and I don't know if this movie covered this, but another missed opportunity would be like talking about the exploitation of college football players, especially the black ones too. Like,
yeah.
you know, that's a whole other story in itself. And it's like these things have to be explored. But again, it seems kind of like oh, what are you willing to do to sacrifice? Oh, you're trying to be the GOAT. It's like, okay, we could put the two and two together. Get like what you know what?
Yeah.
What this whole thing means.
Yeah, because I think it was originally titled GOAT or something like that, and then they changed it to him because that became like a more common, or that the more what's the word I'm looking for? Like the younger people use that phrase, I'm him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm him, I'm the man, right? So the movie made I'll touch on real quick. The movie made about 27. I mean, the production budget was 27 million. All right. The global box office as of September is only at $13.86 million.
Ooh.
With 13.5 million being the domestic box office, and that was opening weekend.
Yeah.
So, as we will all, I think we all can agree that is a major flop.
No, that is a flop. Yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing. It made it number one opening weekend. So there's that. But again, you have to kind of continue that momentum. But it's like this came right before one battle after another. And people are going to see that movie. They're going to see a Paul Thomas Anderson movie that's written and directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. This is like his first movie since Licorice Pizza, which came out in 2021. So it's just like people are going to be hyped for that. So it's just like really unfortunate about the timing of everything.
Yeah.
And what's sad about it is that you opened the movie and football is actually playing.
And I think that's clever, though. I think that's very clever.
And it didn't work.
But it didn't work.
A lot of things didn't work for them. But like I said, a lot didn't work for it. Once again, the promotion, I thought, like, I remember maybe 2 months ago, I saw one of the first trailers for it. And I liked it. I was like, but I'm looking at it from a artistic standpoint. I'm like, oh, this is cool how they did this. I'm listening to the sound design. I'm looking at how they doing the titling, and I'm looking at what's in the film. So I'm like, oh, this is a very nice little trailer. And like I said, and we said it at the top of the show, they did check the boxes. We all agreed you should have used Jordan Peele's name because he's the biggest name in connected to this film. And so they did do that. Marlon Wayans is the biggest actor in the film, so they used what they could use from that. Marlon was the one who was going around promoting it. He did a pretty wide press tour. He was everywhere.
Yeah,
and Marlon Wayans was everywhere, press tour. And I mean, from major, Good Morning America, The View, all this stuff. And then you had him on The Breakfast Club. You had him on this one. He went on some podcasts. He was all over. So he was promoting it. And that's what you're supposed to do. He's the most recognizable face in the film, so he needs to promote it.
Now, wait, I got interrupted. But listen to what you just said. Jordan Peele. Why wasn't Marlon out there on the circuit promoting the movie just as hard? I mean, bro, you are the star of this movie. I
literally just said that's what he was doing. He was promoting the movie.
No, not Jordan Peele. Marlon Wayans.
No, Marlon Wayans. Yeah. Marlon Wayans. I just said Jordan Peele is the biggest name connected to the movie. But Marlon Wayans was all over the place promoting this movie. They had a major press run for him. So, and that's the right thing to do. He's the most recognizable face in the movie.
So, but I would even also has had a good press performance too. Oh, sorry, Dad.
I would even add this, right? Just because do I believe Marlon Wayans is a football player? Not really.
Well, mean, you can't really say that because if you see the movie, I mean, he's in great shape.
Wait. He was
fine.
But look what you said. You said if I see the movie,
Well, I mean, you have to, but
you are putting the post.
You gotta see the movie, yeah.
But look, wait a minute. Look at some of the football movies that have come out in the last 15, 20 years. All right. When they put that thing up there and say, like, I believe Jamie Foxx was a football player.
Really?
Right? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, after you see the movie,
no,
Jamie Foxx ain't built like no football player.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
Marlon Wayans is in better shape than Jamie Foxx was in
I
that
don't
movie.
know.
I saw the movie, bro. Trust me. In this movie, he is in tip-top shape. And he's a quarterback. So, I mean, it's not like so what's there to believe about a quarterback? Quarterbacks are usually a certain height. They're in decent shape. Not all of them. He's actually more cut up than the average quarterback. You know what I'm saying? As far as he looked like he could play a defensive back or a defensive position because of his condition. Because of his condition. So
maybe he could.
Right.
Maybe
so
he could
I mean, selling him as a football,
something.
that wasn't the problem. Marlon Wayans, once again, is the most known, obviously most recognizable face in the cast. He's well known, regardless. He's well known. He ain't known for horror, but he's well known, period. So you got to put him on the press tour for sure. He needs to be the one promoting the film. They checked all the boxes with that. The problem is,
unfortunate thing.
Yep, it's unfortunate. Go ahead.
And I think also with all the reviews coming out saying that it's not great, and it's like, and that's the thing that I like hinted to at the beginning. Like, it's putting Jordan Peele at the front and center really did set this movie up for failure, because people are thinking, like, I can't, like, there were so many comments that I saw, like, man, Jordan Peele really fell off. It's like, that is so unfortunate, because it's not his movie.
It's not his movie, and that's the problem. See, the thing is this. Obviously, you know, I'm not trying to slight anybody else, but people like ourselves, we read credits. We read this, like, so that's, of course, myself, Ralph, Kev, you, like, we're gonna read the credits, you know what I'm saying? So but people, literally, that day I left the theater, I had 3 people ask me, because they follow the show, and they was like, so, man, where would you put this in the Jordan Peele collection? I said I wouldn't put it anywhere, because it's not a Jordan Peele film.
On the outside.
outside. They're like, man, I don't think this wasn't even better than so and so. Like, I think they said nope. And it was like, I was like, bro, I said, it's not a Jordan Peele film. And they're like, well, it is a Jordan Peele film. I said, well, he produced it, but he didn't direct it or write it.
That
and they're
means
like,
throwing
really?
money
I'm
at
like,
it.
yeah. And I'm like, bruh, literally, you just watched the movie. You did you see Jordan Peele directed the movie? But people don't read credits. They don't
People
care.
don't read credits, and like, this one
Jordan
argument I
Peele.
saw.
People don't read posters.
They
Read the
don't
damn
read posters
poster.
or anything. They're going off of vibes.
And I'll say this: what they did was the opposite of. So when we talked about possibly being course correction by, okay, let's throw the director's name out there too, because we don't want people to continue to think that this is Jordan Peele's movie, which is a possibility of why they did that. But I remember the opposite. Ironheart, right?
Mm-hmm.
The series, right, was getting, they were getting hate right out the gate that no one even really knew about the series. Getting hate because for other reasons, people just hating on it, period, right? Because it's, black lead, female. But they kind of tried to course correct. They brought Ryan Coogler's name into it as an executive producer. He was always an executive
Black
producer.
Panther. Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You see, they tried to do that to get more people to say, well, I trust Ryan Coogler, so I'm gonna watch this show. And they even got him to speak on like a featurette or something like that about the movie. You
saw
know,
that.
so that was them trying to ride the Ryan Coogler wave, and
Because
especially
Sinner had just come out
Sinners
too.
had just come out. It was a hit. It was a smash. And of course, you can always lean on Black Panther. You can always lean on Creed. So from the creator of, from executive producer for Black Panther
and Creed.
from
Right.
Creed, and they just was doing it, man. So you know the tricks. You marketing major, right?
Exactly.
You marketing
Exactly. You
person.
you have to, you have to really get that PR mindset and like, just go on like what's the positive press and all that. Like, yeah, I mean, it's just such a perfect storm. Like it really is the marketing behind this. And like I have to like, so I'm working on a video talking about this and I have to
Okay.
go back and record some more, after this
Uh-huh.
conversation because it's like it really did backfire. I was like hoping that the wave will ride, but after these reviews and how it's getting like slammed, I was just like, oh no. Like
And then,
I feel like secondhand embarrassment. I really do.
yeah, no, it is. And then, of course, the critics and the audience rejection of it all really help. It really hurt it, I should say. The poor word of mouth, because a lot of people haven't seen it. Here we are, you got Ralph, you got yourself. Neither one of y'all got a chance
Don't
to see
worry.
it yet.
It'll
But
be on Netflix next month.
Right, but because of that, right, that's another reason that would deter another person, right, from and oh, well, thank you, Jocelyn, for the super chat there. And so yeah, that would deter people from seeing it because, like, dang, I really, I know it could have been other circumstances of why you didn't see it, but they'd be like, man, I really trust Megan's, opinion, and she hadn't seen it yet, so this movie must suck. You know what I'm saying? Or
She's
people
like,
who
no.
know Ralph. Ralph got a lot of people that know him, and they know he's a movie guy, so they probably thinking, well, Ralph ain't seen it yet. It probably sucks. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I'm gonna be honest. The only reason I haven't seen it is because I have a situation going on at home that I've been helping my mom out with, and it's slowing me down.
Right.
I got 3 movies to go see. I knocked one out. I had 2 more to go see, but now I got another situation that just happened today that's going to stop me from seeing the other 2. And then Dwayne's movie coming out on Friday, and I really want to go see that because they're talking he could possibly win Best Actor. And I was like, I don't think so, but I mean, you just never know.
You never know until
you
you
never
see
know.
it, right? But
exactly until I see
it's
it.
giving Oscar bait, but I'm still gonna watch it.
Right. The point is, people to a degree that follow us trust what we say, right? And just like any other critics, like people trust Rotten Tomatoes. Some people, I don't, but some people do.
Yeah.
So they see Rotten Tomatoes give it a low tomato meter score, and they're like, I'm not going to see the movie. But so that hurt it. And of course, the projections, the underperformance against what people projected of Jordan Peele films, and they're like, oh man, this movie wasn't even bad. People, they rank the Jordan Peele films, right? Oh, I Get Out, then maybe Us, then Nope, or whatever they want to rank it, right? And then they're like, man, this is not even on the radar. I'm like, yeah, it's not supposed to be. But hey, so really, to kind of put a bow on it all, there's a lot of reasons, obviously, why it failed. One reason is that, the movie could have been better. Did I think the movie sucked? No, I've seen way worse movies. It didn't suck, but it had its problems, and you could tell it was a new filmmaker, and he's kind of new. He's not new as a filmmaker, but he's new to the feature film world, because he's done some TV stuff, right? He's done some TV stuff. He's done this. He's new to the feature, especially on this scale. He's new to the feature film world. This movie was supposed to be a big movie, like the way they promoted it, this movie was supposed to be that next, movie. It's supposed to be him. You know what I'm saying?
It's supposed to be him. It's so unfortunate, you know.
Yeah,
Oh.
and he's trying. They say he's trying to find his way. Yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I think I agree. Like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and tear down the filmmaker, which I can, but I'm not gonna.
But you
do
shouldn't,
that.
though, you know, because
No,
it's
you
like
shouldn't. No.
it was set up to be such a big thing, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
So like
yeah. It
exactly
was,
what you said.
and
Mm-hmm.
I think it might have been a little bit too much for him. And I agree with you, Megan. If he would have maybe wrote it and had Jordan direct it, or if he's gonna direct it, maybe Jordan should have wrote it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm
And
even. I said even with that one, maybe Jordan should have spent a little more time on set and say, "Yo, bro, wait a minute, we need to change this a little bit.
Yeah,
We
like
need to
mentored him and stuff. Right?
exactly
Yeah,
like just hold
yeah.
not
I
like
agree.
hold his hand, but just say, hey, you
Yeah,
think about this for a second. Maybe you want to
yeah.
do the same thing, but just do it a different way
I
because
agree.
it's not about what you like, it's about what the audience is going to like. Are they going to see the same thing that you're seeing? Maybe we should change it around just a little
Well,
bit so now they can actually comprehend where you're
right.
going with the film.
Right. It just kind of give him a little more guidance. Now I don't know how much time he spent on the set, if he did at all, or whatever the case may be. But there's plenty of times where even what's his name? Can't think of his name right now, but Spielberg kind of mentors him, or he did. He used to mentor him. The
That's
guy who does
everybody.
Lost. No, I mean
J.J.
Lost.
Abrams.
J.J. Abrams. There we go.
Zemeckis,
Right. Yeah.
Donner.
Exactly. Don. Yeah. He
he
of
was
course, yeah, he mentored all of these guys, and he's going to give you that Steven Spielberg wisdom, right? As script. I believe that Jordan. I wish, I don't say believe, I wish he would have went over this script and would have been like, hey, listen, here's some notes for you. This is where you gotta go with it, and this, that, and the other, because that's where it all starts, is the script. And I'm telling you right now, I guarantee you, if you read this script, you're still gonna be confused, because you're gonna be like, wait, what happened to Act 3? You know what I'm saying? You're like, wait, what's going on here? We're in Act 3? What happened to the end of Act 2? You know what I'm saying? So that's where, but also to kind of counter that, the script might be more clarification, because I believe they had a time constraint. And I don't think this script was 90 pages. I just don't think it was. I think this script was probably, based on the story that he's trying to tell, this script needed to be at least 120 pages. And not at least, but it should have been about 120 pages. You know what I'm saying? Not 90.
Hey, Wes, do you think this would have been a good Blumhouse film and not a good Monkey Paw film? You know what I mean? Like in context?
I think yes, it would have been.
Yeah, I agree, because not saying that, we know Blumhouse has done a lot of, big name films, but
because
the expectation
Get
would have
Out
been
was
different.
a Blumhouse film initially.
Yeah, that's right. So that's true. That's true. The expectation might have been a little bit different. I just think they really kind of messed up. They kind of fumbled, pun intended. They fumbled with letting people believe that it was a Jordan Peele film. And I think that's really the gist of it all. What I say to everyone, if you get the opportunity, go see the movie and make your own. I never tell people to see or not see a movie. Go see the movie if that's what you want to do, and make your own determination. I just give you mine. I'm not going to say the movie was terrible, because it wasn't. It had some good parts, and it was going in a direction, especially I thought they were going to really lean on the psychological part of it and be like, wait a minute, is he dreaming that, or is that in his mind? Is he hallucinating? But they didn't really they didn't really do that either. So
step your game up, bro.
Just
tighten it up, bro.
But hey, this is what happens, right? Yeah, hopefully it'll be a learning experience for the young filmmaker. And we go from there. But I'll say this before we end. To end it on a good note, Marlon Wayans had a great performance in this film. Great. He was believable. He was creepy. you know, I won't say he was scary, but scary in a creepy sort of way. You know what I mean? And he was very believable as this guy, and you're like, oh man, Marlon put on a really good performance. He had a couple of scenes where you're like, I mean, no disrespect to old boy, but he was just rolling over him in some of these scenes, man. And he definitely was the star of the film because he stood out, you know. But the final act, the final 10 minutes of the movie just became like a borderline camp to me. You know, it was borderline campy, blood squirting everywhere, almost like how Quentin would do, you know, on purpose, like with Kill Bill, where he cut the head off and the blood is squirting, 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 squirting. You know what I mean? Like, but he
They
did
could
that
have
on
gone the
purpose.
substance route too, because that's literally
right.
the ending of the substance.
Yeah, and the substance too, where it got a little and that's why I didn't like about the substance. I remember
the way that it ended, I was like, wow. I loved it up until the last 15 minutes.
No,
yes. And I'm sorry, I hate to say this to people, but you should see about that when she turned into like a blob looking thing.
Yeah,
I was like, nah,
terrible to
man,
me.
nah.
It was that was campy to me. I was like, what?
The substance is so camp though, and it's so good.
It was
good. I loved the movie.
I loved it. You know, when they actually showed the effect of how the drug worked, and she came out the body like a caterpillar. I'm like, oh my god! You know,
it was dope. It was very daring, and that's what they tried to do with this movie. They was hoping you'd come out of this movie saying it was very daring. You know, it was daring, but kind of a little bit out there. And I agree.
He doesn't
I think
turn
you
into a
mentioned
monster.
it.
Boo.
Nah, he doesn't turn into a monster, but there's one thing that happens at the end, and I'm like, why? Why did you do that?
You look at the substance and say, well, they did it, we could do it. Nah.
And they got a nomination.
They
won awards. They won awards. So that's what they do. But Megan, I look forward to hearing your take, and make sure you put me on and plug your show, the show that comes on YouTube too.
Yes, Tea and Popcorn. I'm going to talk more. Well, I'm working on a video about this topic to a certain extent. So yeah, that will be out. So follow Tea and Popcorn on YouTube. Check that out. And I hope y'all subscribe.
I'm gonna check it out. I'll check it out.
Yeah, subscribe to the.
I want to come on someone's show. I want to come on, and I just want to have some Ralph isms. I just want to rip people apart for real.
You're definitely welcome. Yeah. My channel is more like video essays with interviews. So check that out if you want more film and film commentary.
That's cool because because I'm at work. I listen to a lot of different podcasts, and I don't want to give none of them a really plug. Although I'm not saying that they don't deserve it, they do. But the one where they do like the top 10 or 20 or whatever, like the top countdown. I was watching one, and it was top 100 moments in film, like greatest scenes. And I'm sitting at my job, doing my job, and it said number 78, the Avengers Endgame. Everybody comes back. And I was like, what? 78?
78.
78?
Yeah.
And I said, what? Everybody was like, Rob, you okay? I was like, I'm cool. I'm cool. But what?
Yeah, that's wild.
Like, that should have been a hell of a lot higher. And a lot of the things when I see these top whatevers, I don't know who actually narrates it or who actually puts the information together, but it's definitely, I hate to say it, definitely Gen Zers who preloaded with the newest stuff and all the older stuff get no, I'm sorry. uh every once in a blue moon they get things where I think it's say okay, maybe a little more, having
Right.
Scarface's scene up there with say hello to my little friend was a little higher. Yeah,
Mhm.
it should be up higher, but there's no way that On Your Left is ranked 78th greatest feel. It was 78 feel good scene, and I was like, there is no way that
Mm.
that's 78. It need to be up.
Yeah, it's got to be up
It need
higher.
to be 07 or 08, but
Right,
not
right.
78.
Not 78.
No.
Exactly. And you just learned that from just playing some of the reactions right there from the theater. How much
Theater, everyone's like,
people.
ah!
No, I remember because I sat in the theater and when they said one of the people like, oh shit, it's about to, you know,
It
I
was
was
a
one of
cultural
them.
reset.
I was one
yeah.
of them.
I was
So yeah, no, I agree. But that's what's up, man. But Megan, we appreciate you joining us, and definitely we look forward to. I was putting some of your stuff. Follow her. I put some of the stuff in the chat. Y'all follow Megan. Megan's World. Follow Tea and Popcorn podcast. That's a podcast, right?
Yeah, it's also a
Yeah.
podcast too. A little bit of a hiatus on the podcast, but it is
Okay.
a so right now focusing on YouTube.
Okay,
all right.
cool. And on YouTube, it's Tea and Popcorn. That's
Tea
what
and
it is.
popcorn. Yeah, just look
Okay.
at Tea and Popcorn. You'll see my face.
I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna start finding you tonight.
We'll find it tonight. Well, thank you
Tonight.
very much for coming on, Megan. I'm
Thank
sure we'll have
you.
you again. But what I'm gonna start doing is when we get into award season, we're gonna start calling back some of these movies of this year and do
Oh,
some
let's
specials
go.
on them. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, some movies I want to bring up that might have flew under the radar, some movies that people didn't talk enough about, especially if once the awards start getting announced and they are up for awards, and then we'll also talk about the ones that maybe should be up for awards that didn't. So yeah, so I'll definitely have you back for that.
Excellent. Sounds good.
All right, thank
Always
you.
for
I'm gonna
having
have a
me.
lot to say when that happens.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
we all
Especially,
will.
I'm sorry if
We all will.
sinners is forgotten, which I'm still saying. Y'all
It
better.
won't be.
I
I would
must
buy
admit
it.
though, but I must admit,
Mm.
since Sinners is now out
Mhm.
on Blu-ray, on streaming,
Yeah.
and even on the cable.
Mhm.
Social
People still talking
media
about it.
at times still brings it back up. They bring
Yeah.
up specific scenes. Like I was just
There's
working the
still
other day.
people reaction. See, the reactors are changing the game a little bit for some of these movies because that's a whole world now. That's a whole niche market, the reactors. So these people are reacting. I still see reactions to Sinners, and it might have been put up 5 days ago. Because see, what
Yeah.
happens is, as we all know, as YouTubers, YouTube be hating, and they be, you know, they be putting like blocking it and stuff like that. You gotta appeal it, so it may take 30 days before it even comes up. So, so they, so it's like, oh, reaction to Sinners 5 days ago. Oh wow, that's recent. You know what I'm saying? 2 days
Yeah.
ago. So
Yeah,
it's
so I'm-
still out there. So it's not gonna be. And I did look into a lot of the stuff because what people don't know behind the scenes, the actual when the time frame to submit the awards, I think it's already passed. Like it happens early in the year. It doesn't happen like late in the year. So you're able to submit the awards while your movie's still fresh to the Academy. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
That's why there's a lot of November, December releases because we have to
Yeah.
wait
Yeah.
for like Wicked 2 to come out. I mean, I'm a
Yeah.
theater kid, so it's whatever.
yeah.
But there's
That's
gonna be a
something
lot
else
of
this year,
bangers in November, December, you know.
Yeah. It's gonna be a lot. A lot of
I
people
don't.
do that to stay fresh. To Ralph's point, a lot of people do that so it is fresh in your mind.
Yeah.
With the awards and stuff like that. But I guarantee you, they've already submitted it to the Academy
Oh,
because
of course they did.
the deadlines. I think they end like in August or something like that. Like it's early. And there's different ones. There's like a set that like you have the first like tier of deadlines and earlier in the year. Then it's like mid-year. There's another set of deadlines. So that's how they don't get forgotten. But that's cool.
And we're gonna see. But I'm counting. But if they forget about it, so nah, bro.
Yeah.
You
I'm
had
going
better.
there.
You had better.
I'm going there protesting if they.
You had better had 10 absolute bangers.
Yeah.
That were better than to even consider Sinners. And I'm sorry, right now
I can't think of none right now.
This minute, this minute, I don't see it. I don't see it
either. So that's cool. But
now,
we're gonna let you go, Megan. Thank you for joining us.
Of course.
And y'all check her out and come back soon.
Watch her show.
You're always welcome.
Thanks.
Watch her show.
Right. Yeah, man. So there you have it. We appreciate Megan, man. I love her takes, man. I watch her. I follow her on Instagram, and I follow her show. I follow her podcast, and she's and she's the one. Remember, she had that contest. So it was like not a contest, but it was like a challenge, the movie challenge thing that she did. You know what's funny? I told you I have this poster. I think I mentioned it before. It's IMDb's 100 recommended movies that you must see.
Yeah,
and it's
I'm okay with that.
It's a scratch-off poster, and I mean, I don't want to say unfortunately, but fortunately and unfortunately, I've seen most of these movies. I ain't seen all of them though, on the list. So I have them, and I'm going to be documenting and putting up. When I'm scratching off the next movie that I might not see, because then you run, some of these movies are very popular that I didn't see because, like people who know me knows that I don't like shows like Game of Thrones. I didn't like movies like Lord of the Rings. So I didn't really, I tried to watch Lord of the Rings. I fell asleep on it. So, because I wasn't interested. But it's on that list. It's on the list. I'm gonna watch it because it's on the list, and I'm trying to go down the list and watch all the films on it. So it'll be like a little journey. Should be fun. I'm gonna stay awake. I'll drink a bang or something before I watch it. Maybe I have to watch it like in the morning or in the daytime after I've just gotten up.
I mean, I like the Lord of the Ring, the first 3, but out of all of them, for me, the Fellowship is the one to really watch.
That's the first one, right?
That's the first one. I love the first one. Second one is pretty good. Third one is really good, but the first one is really was it for me. Like if that is on, I will sit there and rewatch that one. The other two, the first one, no matter where it is, one movie that no matter where it is, I'll sit there and I will watch that movie. So I'm gonna say just get through the first one.
I'm gonna watch them. Whichever one's on the list, and I believe it is the first one, The Fellowship of the Ring. I'm going to watch it because I'm going down this list. I'm gonna document the whole thing. It should be fun. Some of them I might even do reactions to because it'd be my first time. The ones that they're truly my first time watching, I might do like a reaction to them. It may take a while to come out because YouTube be hating, but I will do a reaction to the ones that I've seen for the first time. But there's a lot of great movies on there that I have seen, but I would love to see again because I haven't seen them in a long time. So we'll go with that and go there, man. So
I just want to say real quick, Jocelyn, thank you for tuning in and listening.
Yes.
The question you asked, last Superman movie, it was entertaining. It has some good moments in it. However, I have some issues with it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, that was what she said. Did you review Superman? I need to watch it. If you did, okay. Yeah, we did have a pretty extensive show
discussion about Mr. Superman.
About Mr. Superman. We appreciate that question. Yeah, we definitely did. It's you can find it right here on the IE network. You could probably just search Real Talk Superman or something like that. We definitely did a show on that. We had a couple of guests too. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I didn't. No,
I agree
I
with
didn't
Ralph.
hate it.
I
I didn't
enjoyed it.
hate
I
it.
didn't hate it. I didn't
I
hate it
didn't hate
either.
it. I think
I,
it is enjoyable. It was enjoyable.
it was enjoyable.
If I was a little kid, if I was like 11, 12, and I saw that, I would love it. But I'm a little older and I got a little more Superman history. Um, it was enjoyable, but I had issues with it. Um,
Yeah,
that maybe when you do the next one, you will
to
take the
fix
issues with it and fix it.
and fix it. Yeah, yeah. But knowing James Gunn, he won't because he's just James Gunn and he's just not that type of guy. Certain things like even the factor about about his parents, his real parents, his Kryptonian parents. His answer to that with the people that was not feeling how he handled that, just in case Jocelyn didn't see it. Um, his answer was deal with it. It happened. Get over it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he may not.
Yeah,
He's James Gunn, so he
but
might
we'll
just
see.
say get over it.
We'll
We'll
see.
see,
And I
but
think
we appreciate it.
I think at they really sit back and look at the audience reaction to it. I mean, audience liked it. No,
Yeah, the audience
but
liked it,
there's a
especially
very
the purists liked it, and like you say, and I know I'm a comic book guy, but I'm not the comic book guy that thinks everything should be 100% comic book accurate because that doesn't mean it's good just because it's comic accurate. So
Mhm.
comic accurate is good to see when it comes to if you collected these books and it's like a nostalgia thing. That's probably I can only speak for myself. I don't know why other people feel the way they feel. For me, it's cool to see. I can see a quote unquote cinematic version of it, and then somewhere along the lines, you tackle the comic accurate version of it, and I'm like, okay, cool. But it's just like we're used to seeing Logan and Wolverine. First he was in black leather in the X-Men, and we accepted that because we were just happy to see the movie, right? And you know, back then the comic accurate costume may not have worked. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that Deadpool brought it back and addressed comic accurate stuff, that made that experience all the more better because we're so used to seeing it other ways and we accepted it. Now we're actually getting a chance to see what I like to see with comic accurate is that it actually works on screen when we thought it wasn't going to work. And I'll give you a quick example of I was very surprised that it worked. That was Mysterio in Spider-Man. I didn't think Mysterio would work at all on camera, on screen. Like if they kept his suit accurate with the big bowl and all this stuff. And I was like, that ain't gonna work. It worked. It looked pretty good on live action. So that's my
Mysterio.
example. Mysterio, yeah.
Okay.
Spider Man.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it did. It did.
It worked.
It
I didn't
worked.
think it would. Like, given what it looks like from the comics, from the cartoons, you're like, that's just gonna look stupid in live action. But it worked. It worked. And the fact that the way they played the character out worked too. But that's a writing thing, and that was good. But that's one thing that I saw was like, oh yeah, that worked. But
And yeah,
certain other characters, I'm still like certain Spider-Man characters look really wacky. Like from the cartoons and from the comics, like the Shocker, like that. I think that costume would look stupid on. you
yeah.
know, what I'm saying? The
Now you're the,
Shocker.
now you're the
Look what they
shocker.
did to the. Look what he. Oh, you're a shocker. You shock things. um, look what they did. And I also think Electro's costume would have looked stupid with the big electric, yellow and green costume. That would have looked dumb too. That's why they didn't do it. But what they decided to do was terrible. And
that's why they changed it. Thank God they changed it.
they changed it, and they
Yeah.
fixed it. Like what you said, Ralph. They took the mistakes and they fixed it.
They fixed it. That was a big fix. But you
No
know what's
Way
funny?
Home.
You mentioned Wolverine. You know that realistically speaking, all the times you see Wolverine on screen, he's barely wearing the costume, even the black costume. Most of the time, he's wearing a t-shirt and some blue jeans. If you really look at all
Yeah.
the Wolverines, I
Yeah.
mean, he has it
He's
on at the
barely
end of the
wearing it.
first,
Yeah.
at the end of the third, but all the other times you see Wolverine, he ain't got that costume on. He wearing regular street clothes.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what's funny? That the regular street clothes was even more became more comic accurate than even the black costumes, because when he had his own comic Logan, he was in street clothes a lot. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? He wasn't in his um so that's when she said I'm stuck on the lack of plot. Was that from Superman you're talking about?
Yeah, we could,
Um,
like I said, Jocelyn, it was entertaining, but I had problems. That's one of the problems.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
the Lex Luthor uh beating Superman down as a video game, that was a problem. I mean, them telling everybody who his secret identity is, that was a problem. Like, it's called secret identity for a reason, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it was if you go back and check that show, Jocelyn, we appreciate it if you do. You'll see we really did break down the issues we had with it, and we went really in depth with it, and
Mhm.
from a standpoint of not only from a comic book accurate standpoint, from an accurate of the first representation movie wise that we got, everyone loved. You know what I mean? So of course you're going to compare it to that. Of course you're going to compare it to Man of Steel, because not everyone loved it, but a lot of people loved it. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of people that loved, you have a lot of people that didn't love it. The people that hated that loved this. Put it that way.
Yeah.
All the people that hated Snyder's version of Superman loved this version. So, I did not, because take Snyder out the equation, it doesn't matter. Even Christopher Reeve. I mean, you did not see Superman getting his behind kicked for 2 hours straight. That's pretty
Not by
much what.
normal people. Not
Yeah,
and
not
not by normal people.
yeah.
No.
You got the authority. You got whatever her name was, the chick. Yeah, she was with the nanobites and all that stuff. But come on, man, she shouldn't be able to hurt Superman. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, okay, you got the clone. Okay, fine.
Nanobites can actually go into your skin. If Superman is impervious to bullets and knives and stuff, how the hell is the bite getting into his skin? I didn't even think about that till just a second. How was
there's a lot of those moments, Ralph. You know what's funny? It's one of the funniest moments that I pointed out, and somebody laughed so hard they almost choked on their drink. I was like, when he busts in and he says this Lex Luthor, and Lex Luthor sips the tea and says something about crypto under his breath.
Mm-hmm.
His response, what did you say? Like, don't you have super hearing? Why would you say, what did you say? You should have known exactly what he said. And people were like, well, he's asking in the terms of like he couldn't believe he said it. I'm like,
maybe, but I seriously doubt it. and Jocelyn, I'm gonna tell you this. You know what my biggest issue with Superman was? The thing I sat there and said, no damn way. How the hell all of a sudden Jimmy Olsen is now a pimp? He had the girl was begging him. He like, nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Like, I got better choices. I got better choices. What?
Yeah, no, he did that. And my final thing, and you'll see it what we said in the show, because one of our guests said on the show, Jocelyn, and he had a great point. I believe I think it was Bruce who said it. When Superman, before at the end of the day and everything like that, ultimately Superman must save the day. That is the point of
Yeah.
Superman. And he didn't save the day in this movie. Mr. Terrific did. you know, and especially the part with the guy, with the kid with the flag who was damn near praying for Superman to come, and he never comes. He says the Justice Gang, and it's just like
shows
come on,
up.
brother. Like, come on. Now, Superman, as depicted by Zack Snyder, showed you that he's almost as fast as the Flash, because he was able to see the Flash running. When the Flash was running,
Caught up
he
to
was
him.
able to. It caught up to him. He was swinging at him. He saw the Flash running. That's why the Flash had a look on his face like, "Oh my God, he could see me." He is that fast, as we know. Going all the way back to Christopher Reeve, he was fast enough to freaking turn the planet going backwards and stuff like that. So he could have saved that kid. I'm sorry, he could have flew there and saved that kid. At least
And
saved
came
the
back.
kid.
And came back.
Back to fighting. Exactly. Because the Justice Gang could have kept the other Lex's other people busy. Well, he could at least came there and saved the kid, let the Justice Gang clean up. Superman must save the day. That's just it's not Superman if he doesn't. So go check it out if
and you
you
can
can.
look at all those other Superman movies before this one. He always saves the day.
He always saves the day, even if you go back to Superman Returns, he lifted a whole damn thing of kryptonite, pretty much, that was built from kryptonite, but he still lifted it because he's Superman and he must save the day.
As I'm here, that go back to that nanobite thing. Didn't in that movie the guy shoot Superman in his eyeball and we see the bullet crush? And he just looked at him like, really?
Yep. When you think about not Man of Steel, but when you think about Batman vs Superman, where he's fighting Doomsday, he has to kill Doomsday, and he had to pick up the kryptonite spear, even though it was hard for him to do that. He pushed through it and still did it. Costed him his life, but he saved the day. You know what I'm saying? So
even after he was speared, he was like, he still pushed the kryptonite into Doomsday's chest to kill him. Knowing that because he knew he wasn't going to survive this.
Right.
He's like, nah, if I gotta go, you going too, bro. Nah.
Right. Now, based on the logic they did in this movie, he wouldn't have tried to kill Doomsday. He would have tried to put him somewhere, out of harm's way or something.
No, he would have had the Justice Gang. Y'all handle it. Like, oh, that's light stuff for y'all. Y'all can handle it.
Yeah. So I mean,
I'm taking my shoes off.
in the comic itself, the original story of the death of Superman, Doomsday, he had to kill him. You know what I'm saying? He had to kill him. Obviously, he costed his life. Just like how not just like how Zach depicted it, but generally how Zach depicted it, it still costed him his life. He had Doomsday in the comics had pretty much either killed or very seriously injured most of the Justice League by that time. So, So, but the way this guy is, he would have been like, oh well, I'm gonna try not to kill him. Okay. Yeah, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. But go check it out, Jocelyn, if you can. It was a good show. We had a really good show.
Maybe you see something that we don't see. Like,
maybe you did. Maybe you will, and enjoy the movie. I know you've probably seen it. If you're not, it is streaming on Max now, so you can see it for free. You can watch it right on HBO Max, and tell us what you think, and come back next week. We'll I'm going to be I think we'll have another guest. I'm gonna have who is my guest next week? Oh, I think I'm gonna have actress, and she's an actress, she's an entrepreneur. She just released 2 magazines that she's getting distributed, major distribution. Bobby Joe Kitchen. She'll be coming on next week. So come back. We'll talk some more stuff, and we'll get at y'all. But we agree. We appreciate you for everyone in the chat that came through, everyone over there on Instagram that came through and checked us out. We appreciate y'all. Come on back, and of course over there on the social network, we appreciate you.
Yes, we
We'll be
do.
back. Yeah, we do. We will be back next week, and we'll talk the same old ish. Until then, you can love us, you can hate us, but don't forget about us.
Deuces.